All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a new semester. So, you guys already know me. I'm Mom Sassy, and I will be your instructor for this subject. So, this afternoon, I'm going to talk or discuss the details of the course syllabus. I have already posted the file in our FB group. So, please make sure that you download and you view the file, and if you have any questions, you can send it to me via personal message or you can post it on our FB group. So, for everybody's benefit, this course is English 11 Technical Writing. This course is for 3 units. That means it's expected that you will be spending 54 hours to complete the subject. The prerequisite for this is English 3, that's structures of English. Now, what does this mean? It means that if you have not yet finished or taken up English 3, structures of English, you should drop from this subject because this will not be credited for you. So, of course, this is for the second semester of school year 2020-2021. Now, by now, since you are already on your fourth semester in the university and in the College of Education, it is my assumption that you have already memorized the school's vision, the mission, the quality policy, and the college goals. So later on, I will be asking you to do something at the end of this video to tie up the vision, mission, goals, and objectives of the school to this subject. Okay, so let's proceed. So in the next page, you will find the program graduate outcomes. So as previously discussed, this will show the characteristics that you guys will have as a graduate of the College of Education and as a graduate of Summer State University. Now, if we move on to the third page, you will find the program objectives. What are the goals of the BSED program? And of course, what is the description of this subject? So, as I've mentioned earlier, this is English 11 Technical Writing. So, this is a 54-hour, 3 unit course that seeks to develop technical writing, scientific writing across disciplines. Furthermore, it deals with the study of rhetorical techniques in English for science and technology and the application of principles of technical and scientific reporting in the writing of technical reports in various disciplines. So it's very obvious from the course description that this is not going to be a literature class. This is not going to be a creative writing class. There is a very different set of rules and principles that apply for writing technical reports. And that's what we are going to tackle within the next 5 to 6 months. At the end of this course, I expect you to be able to explain the basic concepts and principles of technical writing, be able to recognize the value of technical writing, not just in your career, but in the society as a whole. You should be able to write letters, technical reports, analyze, and come up with critiques of different reports and proposals. You should be able to evaluate as well reports, letters, and visual rhetoric. And of course, you should be able to analyze a provided visual rhetoric. So, how will our semester go? So, first off, we'll have 1 hour for the course orientation. So, that includes this video plus any succeeding questions that you will have pertaining to the topics covered in this syllabus. Next, we'll talk about the concepts and the nature of technical writing. So, this is just going to be a review of previous lessons that you have covered in your senior high school, as well as other high school subjects. So, we're going to talk about the different principles in writing. Is there really a difference in principle when writing a technical report and when writing creatively? What is the nature of technical writing? And we're going to go back to the writing process. So, all in all, this will cover 18 hours of our course time. So, why is it 18 hours? Because you are expected to do not just studying the concepts, but also to be applying what you have learned by writing samples along the way. Okay. Next, after that, we will have the forms of written and spoken communication in the different professions. So we have the pre-professional transactions. These are the things that you usually write when you are looking for a job. When you are pre-professional, you're not yet a professional. So of course, what are these? You have your application letter, your resume, your cover letters, and as well as other business correspondence that you prepare before you acquire a job. Next, we have office correspondence. So that is the minutes of the meeting, memoranda, and then of course business letters. So we have letter of inquiry and complaint letters. Now, it's important you keep in mind that all of these are not we are not just gonna limit our discussion, our coverage on those that are specified here because there might be additional requests from your other classmates. That means I might consider including some other forms of written communication in this part. Okay, so we are going to allot 21 hours for this. Again, because we're not just going to settle on talking about the definitions, but we are going to have samples and you're going to critique or evaluate those samples. And of course, you're going to write your own written correspondence. Okay. And then lastly, we're going to move on to evaluating visual rhetoric. So this is actually a new aspect to technical writing where we're going to look at what is a visual rhetoric and how do you evaluate it? How can you use the skills that you have acquired in informing your day-to-day decisions, not just as a student, but in the future as a professional. So we'll have 12 hours for that. It's not that detailed, it's not that heavy because it's an additional topic. It's not going to be the main focus of the entire course. Okay, so if you add all of these numbers together, you will get 52 hours because we'll have 1 hour for the midterm and another hour for the final exam. So all in all, you have 54 hours for this course, as I've mentioned earlier. Okay, now let's proceed to the grading system. Now, this semester, we have incorporated changes into our grading system, and that is because we have learned to adapt with the new normal. Previous semester, you will find that there were still quizzes, there was still recitation that were included because we were still reflecting the grading system from the previous semesters when we had face to face classes. But now you will find a more holistic and a more generalized grading system. So I've arranged it according to the one with the most weight. So we have the major exams, of course, so you're not going to be able to change that. So that is your midterm and your final exam, which are all going to be done on Google Forms. That is 40% of your grade. And then you have your summative tests. So the summative tests will include your long test, your unit test, and your chapter test. So this is not just your day-to-day quiz wherein it's going to just be 10 items. It's going to be longer than that. It's designed to measure the amount of learning that you have achieved within a specific period of time. So it's going to cover a series of topics. Okay, so the summative test will have 25%. Then you have your term requirements. For this class, since this is a writing class, your term requirements would always be or would be a portfolio of your write ups and your writing exercises. So that means that all of your writing exercises needs to be collected and needs to be saved into one portfolio, and that is going to be your output for the class. And then you have your additional 15% that is for class participation. It means your recitation, your attendance, and your exercises. Now, here's the thing: exercises are going to be included in your learning packet. So make sure that when you submit your outputs, you do specify which exercise you are answering. Like, for example, exercise one on learning packet one, so that it's not confusing. The recitation, from time to time, I will be scheduling some some online sessions. It could be through our Facebook group or through Google Classroom or through Google Meet in order for me to check the pulse if you are at the if you are cruising along with the subject, or are there some students who are lagging behind the rest. Now, why do I specify this? I specify this because I will be very strict with the deadlines for the requirements, and I do, because I do not want the same thing that happened last semester to happen this time around. So I would want to at least give, let's say, give or take, all the midterm requirements to be submitted within the midterm period, as well as all the final requirements to be submitted within the final period. Why do I say this? I need to do this because we need to be able to provide or give your grades on time. Keep in mind that there is a retention admission policy in the College of Education. So any delay in your grades means there might be an effect on your enrollment for the next semester. Okay? So I will be very active in our FB group. I will be posting some reminders. I will also be scheduling, as I've said, from time to time, a catch up session wherein we will just meet, and then I will be there to answer your questions or to check on your progress with the learning packets and with the course. All right. Now, for this class, I do not require any books. You can use any technical writing book. You can use any writing in the discipline book. As long as you will be able to use those books to enrich what you learn, what you know, then I'm all okay with that. You can use even the online references that I have specified here. You can use this, and there are a lot of other references that you can use online. I do caution everyone to please try to use references from good sources, like for example from schools. Usually schools in in the US have references uploaded in their website, so you can use that. But if it's just something from, let's say, easy steps to write an application letter, um, that's not gonna be trustworthy, and that's gonna be reputable enough. So if, let's say, it's from a school, then that means that could have a little bit more dependability, a little bit more reliability in terms of the accuracy of information there. Okay. So same classroom policies. I would like to encourage everyone to be very engaged and active within this semester, because as I've said, we're trying to do the best that we can given this situation that we have. And I want to do this because I want to make sure that there is learning that's happening in the class, and it's not just you're doing this for compliance purposes. If that's what we want, then I'd rather just do something else that I will be more productive with, that I could have more impact with. Okay? So now, while we are done with this, I would like to remind everyone to make sure that you are a member. Wait lang. That you are a member of this Google, this FB group. So, if last semester some students were not members and only requested to become members towards the latter part of the semester, for this SAM, since I said earlier I would like to incorporate some aspects of online, offline exercises and activities, then it's a must for you to add or to be a member of this group. Now, if you want to be approved member of this group, I have the following rules. First, you have to use your actual given names for your FB accounts. Therefore, if your FB name is not appearing on my student enrolled list, then I will not be accepting you, or I will not be approving your request to be a member of the group. Next, I will reiterate this again. Please stick to the deadlines. I am a stickler for deadlines. Why? It's not because I want to be strict, it's because I have other things to do and I write down. I will show you. Every day I do this to manage my time to make sure that I'm productive. So every day, oh shoot. Every day I write down all my to-dos on my notebook. And at the end of the day, before I go to bed, I look at it and see if there are things that I have listed that I have not accomplished yet. And it makes me feel bad when I have something listed there and if I have a lot of things listed there that I haven't been able to do. Now, the problem is if you do not submit on time, then by the time you submit, I might have other things scheduled for that day already. So I won't be able to check your outputs right away. So therefore, there might be a delay with inputting the results in my class record, and then computing the grades, and so on and so forth. So again, I've always reiterated that respecting deadlines is a way to show that you are respecting other people's time because they set the deadline not because they want to be strict or stingy, but because they have other things to do and they're trying to manage their time. Okay, next, submissions should be done electronically. If last semester we allowed hard copies to be submitted, you can still opt to do that. However, I would request it it really helps make my life less difficult if you submit soft copy. You can scan the pages that you are going to submit physically. You can scan it. There are scanner applications that you can download, and the pic. I will not accept pictures, but if you use a scan app, like for example, in my case, I am using. I'll show you what I'm using. Where is it? This one. Can you see it? This one. That's clear scanner. I use that and we used it for accreditation. It's really, really effective. So you can just use your camera and take a picture, but then it will create a PDF file from the picture that you have taken. And it's not going to be very sensitive to the light. It's actually quite clear and easy to read. So again, if you still want to submit hard copies, that's okay. I will accept that. I'm more than willing to accept that because that can be used as proof for accreditation. However, to make my life easier, because if your submissions are electronic, I can check them wherever I am. I can check them when I'm at work, when I'm at home, when I'm somewhere else, because I don't need to be bringing around those heavy pieces of paper that you have submitted. So again, submissions should be done electronically. And then lastly, since you are all members, assuming that you have requested, since you are all members of this group, you should always go back and check. All my announcements will be done on this FB group. I will not be using the group chat to make important announcements. Why? Because in the group chat, messages are covered. If people keep posting and posting and posting, the important posts are covered, are drowned in those messages. So here, at least once you view the group, you can view the posts from that group right away. There is no chance that an announcement has been drowned by other useless posts. Okay, so I hope that those are understood. Now I will expect that you will add this group and you will abide by the rules that I have set here, and then that the semester will a little bit difficult, but not as difficult as last semester because we have already learned lessons. We have already applied some changes that will help our lives easier. Okay, so I'll be looking forward to a more interactive and more engaging semester as we learn and explore the wonders of technical writing. So, with that said, thank you so much for viewing and for listening. And Your learning packet one is on its way. So just be patient. I will see you around. Ah, what do they say? Like, comment, and subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. All right.